Welcome to the Bare Metal Cyber Security Plus podcast. This series helps you prepare for the CompTIA Security Plus exam with focused explanations and practical context. For a companion study guide, check out the Achieve CompTIA Security Plus 701 Exam Success by Dr. Jason Edwards. It is the most concise and complete Security Plus guide on the market, built for busy professionals who want to pass the exam fast and on their first try. You can find this book and others at cyberauthor.me. In this episode, we're focusing on an important distinction in cybersecurity and data protection: human readable versus non-human readable data. Understanding the differences between these two categories is critical for implementing the right security controls, especially when you're dealing with data confidentiality, integrity, and accessibility across systems, applications, and users. Let's begin with human readable data. This refers to any information that is naturally readable and understandable by people without the use of special tools. Examples include plain text emails, CSV spreadsheets, log files, and HTML source code. If you can open a file and understand its contents directly, without decoding or conversion, it's human readable. The biggest security risk with human readable data is how easily it can be exposed. If this type of data is stored in plain text and not properly protected, anyone who gains access can read, copy, or transmit it. This includes sensitive records such as usernames and passwords, credit card numbers, personally identifiable information, and business strategies. Human-readable formats are also easily leaked through screenshots, email forwarding, or unsecured web applications. Another common issue is accidental exposure. Because this data can be opened and reviewed quickly, it may be shared or stored in places where it doesn't belong, like in email attachments, open directories, or unprotected cloud buckets. To protect human-readable data, organizations rely on encryption and masking. Encryption converts readable text into ciphertext that is meaningless without the correct decryption key. Whether the data is stored on a server or transmitted across a network, encryption helps ensure confidentiality even if the file or stream is intercepted. Data masking is another strategy. This technique replaces sensitive values with placeholders, such as showing only the last 4 digits of a credit card. Masking is often used in development and testing environments where data must be realistic but not reveal actual customer information. Access controls and classification policies are also important. Human-readable data should be labeled based on its sensitivity and protected with the appropriate controls. This may include restricting access by role, enforcing multi-factor authentication, or implementing audit logs that track who accessed which data and when. Now let's look at non-human readable data. This category includes information that is not directly understandable by people without processing or decoding. Examples include binary files, compiled applications, encrypted messages, base64 encoded text, and raw sensor data from IoT devices. Non-human readable data is often used in system-to-system communication, storage of sensitive payloads, or internal operations of software. While this type of data may seem safer at first glance because people can't immediately interpret it, it still presents security risks if not properly handled. For example, encrypted files are technically non-human readable, but if the encryption keys are weak or stored improperly, the data is vulnerable. Similarly, base64 encoded text can be decoded easily using standard tools, so it should never be considered a secure format on its own. Non-human readable data often requires special handling during storage, transmission, and logging. Logging encrypted payloads without redacting them can create audit trail vulnerabilities. Storing compiled code in a way that allows reverse engineering can expose intellectual property. Security implications of non-human readable data focus on maintaining the integrity and confidentiality of that data while ensuring it is only transformed or interpreted by trusted systems. That means protecting encryption keys with hardware security modules, validating signatures before running executable code, and controlling which users or services can decode, decrypt, or process the content. Organizations must also be cautious with non-human readable data that crosses network boundaries. For example, malware often hides in binary payloads or encoded scripts that bypass filters. Deep packet inspection and behavioral analysis tools are required to uncover these threats, since traditional signature-based scanning may not detect them until the data is executed. So how do you protect non-human readable data effectively? First, never treat obfuscation as a substitute for encryption. Just because a file isn't readable doesn't mean it's secure. Second, ensure that all encoded, encrypted, or binary content is associated with verified trust chains such as signed firmware, validated packages, and known good hash values. Third, avoid logging sensitive, non-human readable content unless absolutely necessary, and redact or tokenize what you do store. As you prepare for the Security Plus exam, be ready to explain the difference between human readable and non-human readable data, how each is handled, and what kinds of security controls apply. You may be asked to evaluate a scenario involving data exposure or to choose appropriate protections based on how data is formatted, stored, or transmitted. Focus on readability, sensitivity, and transformation as the key drivers of your security strategy. Thanks for joining us for this episode of the Bare Metal Cybersecurity Plus podcast. For more episodes, tools, and study support, visit us at baremetalcyber.com. And before you take the test, make sure to check out the practice questions in the book Achieve CompTIA Security Plus SY0-701 Exam Success by Dr. Jason Edwards. They cover every domain and are a powerful way to lock in your knowledge.